Ooh.
Hello everyone and welcome to Booster Motorsports. Once again, my name is Joe. We're here for a 20-minute Fanatec Challenge race in the Porsche 992. Starting in the back. We're starting in the back for a very, very obvious reason. So, as you see, I messed up Quali quite a bit. But that's okay. You know, we got some good pace around this course. I really enjoy this track, so let's see what we can do here. How many positions can we gain in the short 20 minutes? Zolder, not the best track for overtaking, but I'm very confident around here. First off, on the chopping block is David here. He's really slow into turn one. I'm going to get alongside him. But he's actually going to fight me quite a bit through this corner here. I'm just going to try to hang it along his outside. And we're going to go side by side through this huge complex here. I was really surprised he was fighting me this fast, and I thought at this point that this race is going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. But he's going to give me space. I'm going to hang it around the outside. He's going to back off and fall in line here, luckily. He's going to poke his nose out a little bit on the inside here. But I think I'm going to be able to pull away now through the chicane and set my sights now on Edward Chavez over here, who's already lost the slipstream ahead. I think I was going to try to do an overtake on the kind of like last straightaway after this kind of sweeping right-hander, but just trying to make as many positions as I can muster in this short 20 minutes here. Races like this tend to be a little more enjoyable, actually, if you don't stress yourself out. Starting from the back can actually be a lot of fun. It can help you with like overtake practice, I found. And honestly, this is one of the most enjoyable races I've had on iRacing. It's a bit of an older race, but I thought it was good to kind of post on the channel. I'm going to try to focus on my exit here, coming down the pit straight. A huge run on Edward Chavez, down to 1/10 now. I'm going to try to look in his inside here. And up ahead, unfortunately, Mark Winford, and there is the clover noises once in coming out, as I was a little bit terrified, a little bit of a Code Brown moment, but that allowed me to get Edward Chavez. Now up ahead, someone losing it and getting bonked not once but twice is going to allow me to get a few freebies as long as we can clear the carnage. But luckily, they kind of all get out of the track for us, and bad race for him. He's going to actually DC after that point. But we look ahead now onto Mark Winfield, who again also is out of the tow from the car ahead. P9 and 10 are actually going to be the biggest battle of this race. I was hoping that they would stay kind of fighting, just try to lock up the chicane here, get a good exit. A big overtaking opportunity coming up here, being alongside and just trying to outbrake someone. People weren't fighting me as hard as I thought they would here. Come alongside him and get the overtake done. Get a massive bit of oversteer on the exit, but we get the move done pretty easily. He didn't make it too difficult for us. A lot of people did just kind of get out of my way. I don't know if I was just being terrifying to them or what, or if I just really had the pace, but I don't think that was the case in this race, honestly. I figured everyone would be a little bit more racy. But as you can see, both P9 and 10 are fighting hard up ahead. P10 looking for the move on the outside, kind of like I had on the opening lap here. But he's going to have a bit of understeer and try to get the car under control, which is going to allow P9 to get the position back. I'm going to take advantage of this, though, and just poke my nose alongside him here. I'm going to slot in between. If I was a little bit more aggressive, I think I could have gotten them both here, but I didn't want to push the issue too much. And like ruin their race as well. I'm going to make my car a little bit as well, a little bit naughty on my side admittedly, but I wanted to get, I knew if I could get past Roke up ahead, I could just pull away, and that was kind of my focus point. I did not want to lose it. Of course, immediately though, I overcook it into the chicane, immediately lose all the advantage I thought I was going to have. Just trying to keep the car on the track now. It's going to allow him a little breathing space, and then I'm going to be pressured by David behind once again. Coming on this back straight. He's going to poke his nose a little bit, but he's a little too far back. I'm just going to go slightly defensive just in case. I know I could still get a good exit here. But we are still fighting this three-way fight. Again, he's going to kind of poke his nose. I wasn't too worried about him. He was being pretty cautious with P9 before, so I figured he wasn't going to go through anything super ambitious. Again, a huge exit from him. I'm just kind of hoping that I can pile on the pressure here and get advantage. But coming into turn 1, he is a little bit wide, so I'm going to gain about a 10th on him. Again, just trying to carry as much speed through this right-hander. I know they were kind of slow in the previous lap coming up here, so I thought that could be a huge advantage. So I'm going to try to set it up to get a good exit on this back straight. Another good opportunity is actually the chicane coming up here. If you can kind of get alongside and almost blew them out of the way. It's hard to go too wide through there. Just going to have a little look. Nothing yet, though. Try to focus on the exit. Luckily, we all have a good exit there, so the fight is going to continue. And we're not actually losing too much time. We're still gaining on P8 ahead. So I wasn't too worried about this. Get the chicane a lot better this time. You can take so much of a cut there without getting much of a penalty. Still 0x, which is really cool. Kind of fighting for the field and being this aggressive and still managing to get no incident points. And I'm going to have a look on the inside here. He's going to brake very late. And still kind of holds the corner. And actually gets a really good exit. So I'm hoping to maybe kind of look at something. Again, there's another opportunity if he can get the chicane wrong here. If I can get a good exit coming onto the last pit straight again, I close up super quick there. I'm going to try to pile on the pressure as much as I can. I'm thinking if I get the oversteer, I'm going to fake a move on the outside, go on to the end, and then just dive on the inside here a little bit, try to outbrake him. I'm just going to hold it on the outside. It's going to allow David to, again, look on my inside. I'm going to cover it off, close the door immediately on him. Luckily, he did not try to push the issue and spin me. Looking back on that was very lucky, honestly. So, again, it's going to let P9 have a little bit of a reprieve. But again, I close up on this last right-hander here. I'm going to look at this chicane once again. I'm hoping that he's going to outbrake himself here. Just going to look again, make sure he's like focused on me just a little bit. And he has a horrible exit coming out of the chicane. I'm going to just drive past him like he's in a different category here. And I'm finally free to be able to chase after P8 ahead. And he just kind of gives it up pretty easily. Almost overkick it again in the chicane. Looking a little too much in my mirrors as well. Doing my best to just kind of run away now because I know they're going to keep fighting behind. It's going to allow me to kind of charge ahead and get as many positions as I can for the remainder of the race. Jumping now to lap 8. I finally caught up to Alex Kirk and P8 ahead. He's going to brake very early into turn 1. I'm going to close up right next to him. And then he kind of just gets out of my way. I'm a little strange, but alright, I'll take it. Maybe he didn't want to lose too much time fighting me. He kind of looks at a switchback, but I've just carried just as much speed as he does, so I'm not really sure what that was about. But job done easily. Now I can kind of look at Johnny up ahead in P7. Probably the last position I'm going to get, unless something happens, because after that it's a 10-second gap, which is something I just cannot make up in this short 20-minute race. Moving on now. What are you guys' thoughts on Zolder? Some people really hate it. I don't know why. I think it's one of my favorite tracks, honestly, for GT3 racing. I don't know. It's not the best for overtaking, but I feel like it has a really good flow. I remember grinding it quite a bit on ACC when I first started getting into more like hardcore sims, and just really enjoying how the track kind of moves from one corner to the next. And they just did a revamp on this track in iRacing, which is nice. Got me really excited, so I bought it right away. And this was the first race I actually did on it. Now we're coming right up onto Johnny now, 2/10. He's going to get a little bit better exit, though, coming out of the last corner. So I'm going to have to bide my time just a little bit, be very patient. He's been doing really well to keep me at bay now. I'm going to be kind of held up a little bit here. Just trying to find a move. Fixed series, same car, so like have to completely rely on my driving skill and not some cheesy setup to get this move done. But what I've noticed that, like, especially in these like mid like 1K races that if I just kind of stick my nose just randomly, like not intending to go from well, I can really spook drivers. People not having the best trust for good reason. So once again, just line up, gain a bunch of time on that chicane entry. He did a good way to get through it though. Only 2/10 now in the gap. Gonna look to try to get a good exit out of the chicane. Again though, he just keeps pulling away from me on these exits. I can't close up quite, but I don't know what went through my head right here, but I just felt like this move was on. So I went for it. A little bit of a dive, a little naughty. Yeah, a lot of naughty. That was not the best move for me, admittedly. But he kind of let me have it, so you know, there it be. And that was the race. As you can see on lap 14 here, just kind of closing in, finishing P7. I was slowly getting on P6, but nothing too bad. But you know, P20 to P7, not too bad for a little 20-minute race. Really enjoyable that one. And now we're gonna move to the results here. Actually, a decent little bit of a I rating and safety rating gain. 0x for all those overtakes. I was really happy about that. Pretty close to the fastest lap as well. A couple tenths off. But I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Again, we have this Discord that I try to do big endurance races for. We're welcoming any person in. We want to really try to grow this community. Try to do our best to kind of promote like this open and just improvement for everyone. But if you guys are interested in that, check it out. Peace.